You're listening to the Snipers Club NRL Round 22 preview, and I'm your host, The Sniper. Welcome to all our new listeners for this free Thursday pod, and welcome also to our new members on our private Telegram and Spotify channels. We're really excited to have you all and really appreciate the support. So we've been on an absolute tear so far this July with a strike rate of 72.5%, which is absolutely massive, with an ROI of 101% for a total 73 unit profit, which comes to around £3,500 in real terms. And that's based on our staking plan. So if you'd like to find out more and join, then head over to the Snipers Club NRL, that's at Snipers Club NRL on Twitter, and you'll find our joining links in the bio. So let's carry this brilliant form into Thursday's game, where we have one match to preview. That match takes place at the Gabba in Brisbane, which is most famous for being a cricket ground. This match sees the Broncos take on the Roosters, and conditions are set to be perfect for this one. So let's kick off with some quick stats. Adam Reynolds has 48 NRL tries. This is Kobe Hetherington's 50th NRL game. The Roosters have won their last 3 games against the Broncos with scores of 34-16, 24-20 and 21-20. The Broncos have never lost 4 straight against the Roosters. Corey Oates scored 5 tries in 2 games against the Roosters last year, but he's injured for this one. And the left winger will be Dean Mariner, but beware because Farnworth is on his outside and rarely offloads. The Broncos overloaded heavily left last year versus the Roosters. Looking at the try map, the Broncos concede most tries to fullbacks with 12, followed by right wingers with 9. The opposing fullback is James Tedesco and the opposing right winger is Suali'i. The Roosters concede most tries to left wingers with a massive 14, followed by right wingers with 11. The opposing left winger is Mariner and the opposing right winger is Gabba. So there's a significant risk of this boiling over, guys, as the stakes rise on the run home. Waerea-Hargreaves has looked like a man on the brink for the last few games now, as does our least favourite Englishman Victor Radley, who's no stranger to some absolutely filthy tackles, and some back chat as well with referees. The Broncos have also had their fair share of bins as well this season. Some justified, others less so, like Carrigan's a few weeks ago. This makes betting on the match result market too risky, as the ref and bunker may well swing the game with some dubious decisions that we'd rather not be privy to. If your bookies offer markets for at least one sin bin, then that's a bet worth snapping up right now, as we've got the master of disaster, ref Grant Atkins, officiating this one, and we've seen him make far too many howlers over the course of this season. So we'll turn our BDI to try scorer picks instead. Kicking off with the Broncos, they were impressive in attack last week against the Roosters, led by an inspired performance from Reece Walsh, who was dynamic and efficient all across the pitch. Staggs scored twice, and Reynolds topped off the scoring against his old team. The Broncos were sloppy though, and they only completed at 65% and had 51% possession. They also made 14 errors and conceded 8 penalties, which is a concern alongside the 2 sin bins they suffered. Kevin Walters will surely alert them to play a much cleaner and crisper game against the Roosters this week. The main try threat last week came from Walsh and Staggs, and Walsh eventually ended up playing right wing with Gabba moving to fullback. Moving on to the Roosters, they put in their best performance of the season so far, in the first half especially last week, as they defeated an absolutely woeful Titans outfit by 36 points to 18. It looked like the players were playing in their right positions for the Roosters and were up for the battle for once, although it's difficult to say whether they're actually back or whether the Roosters just looked good because the Titans were so poor. It's probably a combination of both. James Tedesco looked like a player reborn following his week off, and Joey Manu created havoc with his one-handed carries, and Suali'i scored a great try, plucking a bomb from the air and converting beautifully down low. The Roosters conceded 8 penalties, made 9 errors and missed 34 tackles along the way, which is a concern, especially when you're facing the Broncos. Joey Manu and Sandon Smith missed 6 tackles each, with Egan Butcher missing 4. Watching the replay from last week's game against the Titans, the Roosters overloaded right heavily in attack, favouring Manu and Suali'i, and they were weakest in defence on the left and middle to left, which is where the Titans scored all their points. Looking at team news for this one, we're not expecting too many changes to the team sheet, guys. The one thing to bear in mind is that Piakura won't play, and we expect Carrigan to play on the right edge again, with Willison coming off the bench. He'll probably play 15 to 25 minutes or so. But we'll keep you updated on team news at the 24-hour stage and then in late mail as well. Right, let's move on to our verdict. This game will be won through the battle of the forward packs, and the Broncos will have too much for the Roosters in this department. If you like a Rooster scorer, then look to their right edge for your multis. But with bin risk high, we much prefer a Broncos try scorer. Fletcher Baker moves to the Broncos next year, but he starts on the interchange here after scoring last week, and he's expected to play around 30 minutes or so. He's of some interest, but the player we like most across in this one is Herbie Farnworth on the Broncos' left edge. And don't expect him to offload to the reserve grade winger, guys. It's unlikely to happen. It may happen, but more often than not, he doesn't offload so much. So he's in the Ewan Aitken, Isaac Tungo mould on that side of the pitch. So we'll take him anytime at $2.4 for 2.5 points, and that's best price at Unibet in the UK. So just to repeat, guys, we've got one bet for this one. It's Herbie Farnworth anytime scorer at $2.4 for 2.5 points, and that's best price at Unibet in the UK. Guys, if you like the free pod, then please do let your friends know. Pass on the details and help our channel grow, and we'd be eternally thankful. So good luck with tomorrow, guys. Good luck for the whole round 22. You can find us at Snipers Club NRL on Twitter and on Spotify too, and all the joining links are in our bio on our Twitter handle. Have a great weekend, guys.